Hello. I actually don't know if anybody is here, so let me go on over to YouTube. I'm assuming people are. I won't be tweeting this out because, Twitter's dying. So, what is the point of promoting content over there at the current moment? But welcome if you are here. I'm seeing the numbers starting to come in now. Ooh, Aaron uploaded today. The more you know. I will have to watch that when we are done here. But I just want to do 2 sprints. I want to finish. Where's this book? Here it is. Ooh. I want to finish Bloomsbury Girls. This bookmark is no longer accurate. Where am I? Let me open the Libby app up over here. I want to say it's like 70 some odd percent, but let me sync to my location. Hello, everybody. Yes, I'm at 73%, chapter 31. So I don't think I need to tell anybody not to read this book because nobody was checking for this book. So very little left. Very, very little left here. Hello. Hello, Tanya. Let us know what you're going to be reading down there in the comments below. We'll do our first sprint probably around the 10-minute mark. It depends. 10-minute mark is what we're going to aim for. Welcome. Yep, 2 sprints, 2 45-minute sprints. That is an hour and a half of reading, So if you're doing I read an hour a day for the last week of 2022 video, here you go. I'm giving you your hour. Hello, welcome everybody. Just a lot of hellos. You need to finish. Someone had to do it for Tom. I'm assuming it's for tomorrow and not for Tom, because that'd be a very interesting title of a book. Welcome. Hello. You'll be doing skincare and meal planning, maybe reading in sprint 2. Sounds very productive. Hello. Happy holidays to you as well. You're reading A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. I need to add this to a list. Where's the list? Here's my lists. So just ignore me as I type here for a second. Okay, there we go. It's been added to the list. Welcome, everybody. Lots of welcoming. Reading The Last Party by Claire McIntosh. It's a mystery thriller. Sounds exciting. Hopefully it's exciting. If it got thriller, hopefully it's exciting. If it's not exciting, we might need to rethink the thriller branding. You're reading Zodiac Academy number 4, since the girl said it gets better in this one. Good luck. I have a hard time believing that that series is good. I feel like when I checked out that first book from the library and I read it, and I think it was at the back of the book. It might have been at the front, but somewhere in the book, there was like a list of this author duo's other books, and they had like 36 books. And 36 books, like someone like Nora Roberts, who I know has been around for decades. Okay, congratulations, you got 36 books. When I see 36 books by 2 people who are like, I don't know, like maybe 10 years older than me, and that's a very hard maybe, because I don't think those people are near 40. There ain't no way those books are getting better. Like what you get is what you get. Like sorry. Sorry. Gonna start House of Hollow. You're reading Jackal. I've heard lots of mixed opinions on this. Hopefully you're having a good time. Reading The Atlas Paradox, and nothing has happened. Nothing has happened. You hate to see it. Editing for your KU TBR for the patrons. Exciting. How many books are on this little TBR you're putting together? Reading The Midnight Library, starting The Winners. I've been seeing this a lot lately. I'm not going to say that you're going to see me read this book at some point in time, but, maybe. You also filmed and edited your Bloodmarked review. Should drop this week. Excited. I'm very much looking forward to that. Giving Adam Sass a second try. You DNF'd. Listen, Surrender Your Sons is a great book. It's so much better than Micah Summers. Like Micah Summers is fun, but Surrender Your Sons. Now that book slapped. It was fun. It was fun. I need Netflix to give me the adaptation. Hello, welcome. You're going to read On a Sunbeam by Tilly Walden. This was very popular a couple years ago. Well, I say very popular. I saw like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 people that I follow read it. So to me, that's popular enough. Listening to Let It Snow and reading The Santa Suit just out of curiosity. Interesting. 18 to 20 books. So is this like so you've already read them? This is a TBR. So like these are just things you want to read. But is there like a time frame for these 18 to 20 books? I guess I could just go to the Patreon. I could just, go pay my little $5 or whatever it is and get the answers to this. But you're already here, so this feels like an appropriate setting. Like I said, we're gonna do our first sprint at 10, so that's like 4 minutes in case you are just getting here. We're only doing 2 sprints today because that's what I want to do. I would like to spend some of my relaxation time. You just remember that you have to meal prep for the week. Okay, I mean that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I think it gets like what I think is fun, and I guess like what the general public thinks is fun is probably 2 different things. But I thought it got a little fun at the end there. I mean, it was still very tense because, it's a conversion camp in Costa Rica full of kidnapped children. But, as fun as that as fun as that can get, it got. They just wanted to know what was on your Kindle. Oh. Here I thought it was something exciting. Those have been very I think I've seen at least like 3 shorts recently. 3 shorts and like 2 reels. And this was on my Kindle. And I'm like, mate, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand the appeal of that, but I love that for the people. I love that for the people. You only meal prep as I do is preparing to walk into the kitchen. Someday you hope to plan our meals. I mean, I don't understand the appeal of meal prepping. I mean, I eat the same thing every day. And so like I do some, I guess, like meal prep activities, but like I'm not gonna sit here and just make the food and then pop it in the microwave. Like, but I also just don't like putting food in the microwave. Like it don't hit the same as when it comes fresh from the stove. So I think that's what really stops me from being a meal prepper. You're in people that can meal prep. You wish you were that girl. The girlies love the Kindle TBR because they can get all these books if they're interested with no money. I mean, I guess if you're doing you're doing a specific like KU TBR, so like that makes sense. So like obviously, if you have a KU subscription, you can get these things. But like, I just don't see the appeal personally. Me and the same meals I have every day are meal prep because I know exactly what I'm going to eat. Exactly. Exactly. I don't like leftovers, so that's why I don't like meal prep. I mean, I like leftovers. I like leftovers, but like I don't want to put it in the microwave. Yeah, something safe to reheat like chicken. I mean, these days, if I'm going to reheat some foods, I'll like toss it in the air fryer for like a second or two, just like change the settings or whatever. But like, it's still not the same. Like, the closest that I get to meal prep or like leftovers is if I decide to take food from work home. Like if the house had something that looked really good and there's extra of it, I'm like, okay, I guess I'll take some of this home tonight so I don't have to cook. But if I'm gonna eat, I'm just gonna go into the kitchen and make it. Like my life is not so busy to the point where I need to have Monday through Friday ready to go. Like maybe if I had a different life or if I had to like take a lunch to work or something, or if my life was structured differently than it is, I could get on it. But meal prepping can be pre-chopping things and portioning out ingredients to make cooking each day fast. I mean, yeah, but again, like my life isn't structured in such a way that I need to do that. Like I can chop my onions and garlic and veggies the day I'm gonna cook it. I don't need to do it in advance. If I'm gonna do like if I'm gonna do it, I can just get frozen ingredients, like I can just go to the store and get the pre-chopped ingredients, get my diced onions or whatever. I don't need to be the one in here buying it and doing all that. To have meal prep for this week because you don't have time to stop at home and make something between jobs. Too moody to meal prep beforehand. You have to do daily cooking. I mean, I would hope it's food you like and enjoy if you're the one prepping it, but you're reading Marple 12 New Mysteries. Oh, is that the anthology that came out this year? Anyway, we are going to read now because it is 10, and I said that we would read at 10. So here's our wonderful Pomo Kitty. Okay, well, I love this for you. I love this for you. I do it every day, and it's the highlight of my day. Exact, beautiful, exactly. But here we are, little Pomo Kitty. The kitty is going to meow. It's not my cat. It's not your cat. If you get scared, that's on you. I accept no responsibility. But 45 minutes, and we'll be back. Welcome back, readers. How did everybody do? I made it so far into this book that somehow, I'm at 90%. I have like the world's teensiest bit left, and the book is still bad. Like this is the thing. So in case you were not following along my vlogmas journey, I picked this up yesterday. I've been telling people all December I was going to read this book because the I've had the audiobook out like all month. I've been feeling very bad that Macmillan sent this to me and I have not touched it all year. So it's set in post World War II London at a bookshop. And you're like, what is supposed to be interesting about this? And to that, I would ask you the same thing because I couldn't tell you. But eventually, we learn that one of the employees, Evie, is working at the bookshop because before she was employed at the bookshop, she worked at she was cataloging some old vintage books. And when she was doing this, she categorized this one science fiction novel as kind of like meaningless. And then when she went off to Oxford and she was continuing her education or she was working for this professor, she was doing some research and she found out that this book that she had said was like worthless and like whatever was actually a very valuable book. And it was just like the second science fiction novel ever written. And it's like revolutionary. And her entire life's mission with her PhD is to like celebrate unknown, unsung heroes of women in fiction. So it's like, okay, girl, you do you. So she gets the job at the Bloomsbury Bookshop. I'm going to set this down and stop waving it around like a maniac. So she gets this job at the Bloomsbury Bookshop so she can secret away this book, which it seems to be foolish because her entire mission for getting this job is to get the book back. But one of the rules of being an employee at the shop is that you can't make any purchases. And so you're just kind of like, what's the point here? But they're going to follow these rules. And so the whole book that you're reading is her trying to get this book that she knows is there, but the bookshop is in disarray. And so she can't find the book that she's there, like the only reason she's employed here to get. And in the meantime, there's some other plot lines. Like one of the people who works there, I think her name is Vivian, this character. Vivian had been there for years and she got hired like 2 seconds after the general manager. But because she's a woman in 1950s London, like she just can't get anything. Like her life is just so horrible. And I'm like, I understand. I sympathize with you, Vivian. But I'm here about a book. Like I'm here about the mystery book. Can we go back to the mystery book plot line? And then we find out that Vivian and this man that she's in a like competition rival situation with, they used to like bang. And it's like, okay, that could be interesting, but we don't even do nothing with it. And then halfway through the book, we get introduced to this plot line where the bookshop is floundering and the owner is like not really feeling being a bookstore owner anymore. And so then the plot kind of becomes, yeah, we're looking for this mystery book, but we're also going to try and like have the women buy the bookshop. And it's just it's doing a whole lot of nothing. It's doing a whole lot of nothing. Like there are some interesting things happening. Like that could be potentially interesting. That could be something that like really invests you, but this is just not it. Natalie Jenner. Natalie, maybe it's the narrator, Juliet Stevenson. Maybe it's Juliet. Between the two of them, they put me to sleep. It is a struggle out here, but I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Let's see here. Let's scroll back up and see what the people are doing. Hi, Tammy. I see that you probably are at dinner now, but hello to Monet. Monet is here. I'm sure Aaron's video is done exporting by now, so let us know. Welcome, Julie. Salutations. We have one more sprint. Clearly, you were not listening to the disclaimer. I told you in the disclaimer there was going to be a meow. I said it. I said there would be a meow. There would be a noise. So, I did give the disclaimer this week. I had stopped giving them because I felt like assembled a routine group of people who were here. But this week I'm giving the disclaimer again. Welcome. You joined 20 minutes in. You're at 67% of Heartless. I'm assuming, but this is Marissa Meyer. But let me know if it's a different Heartless. You read one chapter and then your food came. You have to let us know what you ordered. What are you having? What is dinner, lunch, breakfast, the snack? 35 pages, very intriguing, but still nothing is really happening. 41% of the last party. It's a popcorn thriller novel. Okay, I love this for you. I love that you get to end your year with some fun times. Listen, but I don't even know what the premise was. I'm gonna read what I'm sure this is probably what is it, McMillan. I'm sure this is what McMillan sent in the email. Bloomsbury Books is a quiet, dusty, tradition-bound store in 1950s London and run by men determined to keep it that way. But three female employees have a different idea, wanting to build new lives for themselves and for their beloved store. In a world filled with dazzling characters from Daphne du Maurier to Peggy Guggenheim to Samuel Beckett, the only way forward is for Vivian, Grace, and Evie to contend with the domineering male staff, band together and take over the bookshop. But like that doesn't even happen. Like these women are like coming together to take over the bookshop, but like we don't get scenes of them like having conversation, going out and about. Like we are only ever in this goddamn bookstore. I think we just had two scenes at like a bar. We had one at a tavern where the person who owns 51% of the bookstore was talking to the other owner, like the guy who owns like 49%, and they're like talking about coming up with the rest of the money to buy him out. And then we had a scene where the women met him at a different hotel and they talked about or a different bar hotel and they talked about it. But like we don't see them planning the takeover. Like there was like one scene of them planning this takeover. It's just like these women were working together, like they orbited around one another, but we don't get to see it. Like this makes like the synopsis makes it sound like we're going to see like a female friendship. We're going to see these people having conversations, being in community. One of the women, I think it's Vivian, but it might be Grace. Vivian or Grace has a whole ass abusive husband that is just like off page the whole time. And it's like, do I need to see Vivian or Grace being knocked around? No. But like, I could see her go home. Like, I could see her not wanting to go home. Like, I could see something, but just like, we just know that her husband knocks her around and now she's living with her mom. And it's like all of these things are just happening off the page, and we only ever we are trapped. I'm being held hostage in this raggedy ass bookstore, and there was a whole. I take it back. We did get some scenes outside of the bookstore because Evie is having like I don't want to call it an affair because the man doesn't have a wife, but she has like this a romance moment with one of the guys who was in like the map department because I guess in like the 50s you needed someone who was like a map. I don't know, but he's from India and every scene with him was weird. Every scene with him was weird. I felt it was giving racism. It was giving racism. And like it's 1950s, you know, it's colonial era. So it's like I get it, but like it was giving racism. So Natalie Jenner, I'm gonna say avoid. I'm going to say avoid. Do not read Natalie Jenner. You read a couple of pages, really loving the book, and you finished your meal prep. Sounds all around productive. Started reading, then your head started hurting. Okay, well, I'm happy that the book got your attention. Hopefully, you know, the headache goes away. Uh, hey, 22 pages into the winter. I don't know if I'm in the mood for it this week, but I also don't want to wait on the library hold list again. But you have Bachman slicing into your heart on page 1. Okay, I've not read that series, but you know, I have heard that it's emotional. Sounds I mean, it could be, but it's raggedy. It's just raggedy. Welcome. Hello. You're reading the marriage portrait. Okay. This does not sound familiar. So you know what that means? It's time to open up my good friend Goodreads. Oh, am I signed in on this tab? Am I signed in on this tab? Oh, good, I am. Beautiful. The marriage portrait. Oh, by Maggie O'Farrell. I have heard of this. I have. Have I read it? No, but I have heard. No, Elise Silver. This was everywhere. Those little Elise Silver books. Every time I click on a little romance video, they be popping them. So hopefully it's good. 156 pages to read before bed. I mean, I don't know what time your bedtime is, but I think you're on the East Coast, so it's like only like 6 o'clock. That sounds very doable. Sounds very doable. You're 95%, 95. That says 94. Through the graphic novel, and it's a lot of action. Okay, we love some action. You decided the end of the year was my time to read Empire the Vampire. It was a choice for you, not a great one, but a choice. I mean, I had a fun time. I mean, Empire of the Vampire was a ride. It was a ride. Jay Kristoff, he looked at the bookish universe and he said, "What are all of the good tropes? What are all of the interesting plot lines? What are the most convoluted ways I can do to tell this story?" And he did all of them. He just threw them all in that book. And I'm still waiting on book 2. I will read book 2. uh You got chicken wings. Can I click? There we go. Chicken wings from a local soul food restaurant. Okay. We love supporting local businesses. Listen. Yeah, I did not expect it to be like, twists and turns. I'm on the edge of my seat, but I did expect to see these women having conversations. I did expect to see them plotting and scheming. Listen, we learned, I just read this and it was wild. Every time I read a historical book, money, it'd be like, really, money is, you just know it's all made up. These are people who are talking about they don't make 200 pounds in a year. Because, so spoiler alert, I don't think anyone's going to read the Bloomsbury Girls because I haven't seen nobody on BookTube talk about it. But in case you were, just wait for the sprint. We learned, so homegirl Evie, she gets the book. So she gets fired because she couldn't help. And she's like, I want this book. And so she gets the book and she's trying to auction the book. She's trying to get some money for it or whatever. And so she's going to Sotheby's again and she's trying to auction off the book. And he's like, well, how about we get like a reserve price of like a guaranteed like 200 pounds? Because that's more than you would make in a year. Can you imagine working all year and all you have is 200 pounds? They were talking like the list price of the book that they were trying to sell it for was like 20 pounds. And they were talking about it would be weeks of wages. And I said, weeks? Can you imagine working weeks and you don't have 20 pounds? I said, money is made up. Money is made up. Money don't even, I had the same revelation when I was reading Crossroads by Jonathan Franzen and we were in 1970s America and that rich auntie left her like $18,000 and the girl and her brother were talking and they were like, yeah, I can go to college for 4 years and I still have money to give you. And I was like, okay, money is made up. This is a joke. This is a joke. Reading People Person. Okay. Love this. I think I briefly considered reading it. But have not read it. Hopefully it's a good time though. I think before I get too carried away, let's see. What time is it currently? It is currently 09. We'll do the last sprint at 15. So we got like 6-minute warning. That means we'll end at the top of the hour. It'll be beautiful. Nice and easy. But let's see here. Synopsis makes it sound like one of those terrible post-World War II books that have women. They do. It is that book. It is that book right here. And you know what? It's the last time. Switch to Boys, Beasts, and Men by Sam J. Miller, a gay SFF anthology. It's a story collection. They're all by Sam. Okay. So it's not an anthology, story collection. Phantom Miller since 2017 with his YA debut. Exactly what Kristoff did. He said, how can I mix The Witcher, The Name of the Wind, Between Two Fires, and Interview? Listen, we had it was some Dan Brown. It was all of the things that it was a hodgepodge. It was a hodgepodge. And you know what? At the end of the day, his hodgepodge worked because I will read again. I will go back to that world. I will. I'm sure by the time that book comes out, I won't be making booktube videos anymore. And I won't know what the booktube streets are saying about it. And I will just be kicking my feet and giggling under my blankets. So I'm looking forward to it. Reading Dog Flowers by Danielle Geller and You're Knitting a Scarf. I feel like there's been a lot of, I know knitting and crocheting are different activities. I'm not really sure. I guess I don't know how to like categorize it, but I feel like I've been seeing a lot more knitting and crocheting content recently. So love that for you. Just finished Love and Pom Poms, such a cute graphic novel. I'm happy for you. So we did get that correction, the story collection. Stephanie made up if you're going to college for 4 years. Listen. She said, I'm going to go to college, and she was going to give some to her brother. But you got to read Crossroads by John. I mean, don't read Crossroads by Jonathan Franzen because it's really boring. But you gotta you gotta read it if you want to know what happens to that little inheritance she gets. It was, but also that man said that's a trilogy, and I don't see it. I don't see it for that. I don't see it for Crossroads like that. I'm sure that in the moment this made sense, but we have moved past that moment. 4-minute warning. People person got on your nerves. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. You think 200 pounds in the 1950s is like 1,500 now? I mean, that's still not a lot. That's still not a lot. But it was wild, wild to me. I think I'm going to move into my reread era, and I'm gonna reread Red, White, and Royal Blue. I haven't decided, but I feel like this is what I'm gonna do. I feel like this is what I'm gonna do. I do have some audiobooks checked out though on Libby, and I might just put one of those on. I mean, I might watch, but am I gonna watch Jay Kristoff content? No. No. When I move into my retired era and I occasionally, I mean, I have equipment, so I will use the equipment sporadically, I'm sure. But am I going to actively seek out the same kind of content that I watch now? Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. And so I will be very happy to be in the dark with whatever um Jay Kristoff's next antics is. Cause that man gonna have some antics. Like he don't know how to be quiet and just sit in his corner. I mean, I don't crochet either, but um I do like seeing it. Fiber arts. I mean, if that's what the people, I'm not a crocheter or a knitter or whatever else is in the fiber arts. Um, so if that's what they have decided for, I love that for them. It would not have been what I come up with, but it's fine. Welcome. Listen, every time I remember that I read that book, I'm like, why did I read that book? I mean, I know why I did it for the patrons, and I don't. There are some books that I've read for Patreon that I'm like, why did I let y'all vote on this? Why did I think I wanted to read this? But that's not one of them. It was just it's interesting. Knitting is your other obsession. Like you finished a sweater and you said you'd be annoying about this forever. I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy that people can knit sweaters. I can't, but I'm happy for you. Probably not. Here's the thing. The more I look at this little schedule of videos that I have crafted for myself in 2023, the likelihood that I will read any 2023 releases seems to be very minimal. I think I have scheduled in like two 2023 releases, but everything is it's really going to be a heavy backlist year. Heavy backlist year for me. So like I'm vaguely aware of things that are coming out next year, but I feel like I cannot anticipate them when I already know that I have given myself 170 books to read for videos, which is insane. But we're gonna do it. I'm doing it for y'all. What is it? We got like 60 seconds. Your sister crochets little animals. I love this for her. I love that for her. I could never do it. Clearly the people were not watching. Clearly the people were not watching the Vlogmas content. I think I discussed it a little bit in my BookTube is Dying Vlogmas, and I talked about it in a couple of. I talked about it a lot in December, but I probably will bring it up again in my wrapping up 2022 video. It'll be like my December wrap up with the stats because I was looking at the content calendar and there was too many videos for 1 week. So we're combining the stats and the wrap up. So that's probably what I will do there. Let me get to the rest of these comments and then we'll do the last sprint. You're morning at 2. I mean, there are so many people who sprint. You just type in the reading sprints. And also it's not like I'm not deleting anything, so the sprints will stay here. And I'm like retiring in the sense that like I don't plan in like 2024 to do booktube the way that I have in the past where I have been like very focused on it. There'll be a more relaxed approach to content creation. And so that might mean that you might not get, I mean, there's already been times where you have not gotten videos for months, but I will no longer allow myself to feel guilty about that because we are retired. And so when I want to come on and make a video, or when I want to come on and sprint, we will do that. Chanel convinced the whole group chat to learn how to crochet, and all the newborns in your family are decked out. Okay, look at you. Look at you. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. It's a little it's very unserious, but we out here. We out here. I mean, again, like I'm not leave like I'm still gonna be on the internet. Still gonna be on the internet. I just will no longer make videos the way that I have in the past. And I feel like it'll, if anything, the retirement might be a reset. You know, I might retire the same way Mayana retired. You know, Mayana told y'all that she was leaving and she came back. She came back. So I'm not gonna say it's gonna be forever. People on social security, they got to go back to work too. The senior citizens, they don't get to retire like they used to. So I might retire, but it will be a very different look. Anyway, let me get through these. Backlist move for anyway, new releases often more disappointing, at least for you. I mean, I'm an equal opportunity disappointer, so exactly. No guilt should be associated with reading. It's what I'm looking for. It's what I'm looking for. And then I'll get to make one of those videos where it's like, I went away for a year and now I'm back and it'll be a fun time. Me taking 3 months off every summer by accident. I mean, I used to do that. I used to do that. So no shame there. But I have talked way past the 15. I'm going to pull up our little timer. The timer will meow. There will be, a noise there, but that's all I got. Where? Oh, it's in this good read tab. My bad. But 45 minutes and I'll see y'all. Welcome back, everybody. How did we do? I finished the Bloomsbury Girls. I didn't like it. Happy to have it done. It's an arc, so it'll probably get dropped off at a free little library in my neighborhood. Someone out here. I feel like this is the kind of a book that the people in my neighborhood would enjoy. When I was driving to put my last, if you watched my Unhauling Arcs Vlogmas day, I was like, oh, I'm so excited. And then I got to these free little libraries and I was like, well, I'm here. And I've driven around the city because I went to like 3 different ones so I could spread the wealth. And I was just like, these are some really raggedy books. So I feel like this will fit in more than the last, bout of arcs that I dropped off. But it's fine. It's okay. This will be there and they can enjoy it. And I did not. I did not. I'm laughing at Monet. Sorry for that, but really, I should have seen that one coming though. So I mean, sorry to have scared you, but welcome back. If it helps, I think Ashley from the Bookish Realm is doing sprints in like an hour and a half, so you can be productive over there. The title is, crushing your end of the year goals or whatever. So I think that'll be a productive time. I was trying to redirect, but like apparently if it's not my content, I can't redirect you over there at the end of this little sprint, which seems foolish, but I mean, sure, YouTube is going to YouTube. But like I said, so go over there, set the reminder. I don't know how many sprints they're going to do. I don't know how long, but I do know that they are sprinting. You did no reading. You worked on YouTube stuff and planner things. I love this for you. Oh, I did. I started a little Notion moment. I talked about this in Vlogmas. It feels very redundant to bring up everything I talked about in my Vlogmas videos, but I just started Notion, and that's where I'm having my 2023 content calendar. So no more little paper wall moment. We're going digital. We're going to see if it works out for me. So far, I'm appreciating it. So far, I'm okay with it. And so I did have to go in and add a video. I think I put it in February because I feel like that is the only time I'll be able to get out that particular video. So I did a little bit of planning after I finished this, and then I watched Erin's video that she dropped today. You finished On a Sunbeam, 4.5 stars. I love this for you. 30% into What Moves the Dead. Okay, spooky times. You decided to listen to yourself and you worked on your master's finals instead of reading. And this is, oh, damn. I mean, I'm happy that you decided to listen to yourself and worked on that master's final. I mean, even if it's late, it's probably better to get it done than to never do it. 6% of Selfless Active Breathing. You're really enjoying Boys, Beasts, and Men. That is a really nice title. I don't do short stories, so like I'm not gonna read it, but I do like this title. Reach 42% of People Person. You might rewatch some sprint to finish this book. You're having a good time. I love this. You made very little progress in your book or on the scarf, but you ate dinner. I mean, eating dinner sounds very productive. So I applaud you. I feel like I should go make dinner. Am I going to make dinner? I don't know. I probably knowing me, knowing me, what was this? Oh, I'll probably do it during Ashley sprints because I'm gonna go to Ashley sprints, but I'm probably not gonna read. I feel like I'm done with my reading. Speaking of arcs, why do I still have docile? So I mentioned this in a video, I don't know, had to be like a year and a half ago. I think I was living in Kansas, and I brought it up that I was stuck with this because like, what am I gonna do? So I did have somebody email me and they were like, I would love your copy. And I'm just like really not interested in going through the post office. And it doesn't feel like the kind of a book that like I can just set into a free little library. I did think about it. I did when I was unhauling all those other arcs, I did think about it. And then I thought about where I lived and I was like, maybe they can handle, the Sapphic teen book. Maybe they can handle the little gays like when they're teenagers and wholesome, but it felt like an attack to leave a book just sexual assault, rape, abuse in a free little library. That just felt like I was crossing a line. Um, when these are in like people's neighborhoods, like it just it made me feel a little uncomfortable to do that. I think there is a free little library like on the college campus near me, but I'm not trying to navigate all that. It does. Like, imagine, I live in suburbia. So imagine you're in suburbia and you are with, your little dog. So you're walking your dog and you have little Susie on her tricycle, tricycling with you and your dog. And you're like, oh, let's stop at the little free library as we walk Scooter. And so you and Scooter and little Susie roll up to the little free library and you're like, oh, what's this? What's this? There's no consent under capitalism. Interesting. And so you get home and you start reading and you're like, oh. And then I feel like they're going to be checking the Ring security cameras, running license plates. It's just, it don't feel like a good idea. All your free little libraries in your town. Exactly. I I went on the little free little website so I could understand the neighborhood I would be in. And when I saw picket fences, I said, okay, good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Now, when I got to the little free library, could there have been like, I mean, one of them did have a Game of Thrones in there. And so, like, Game of Thrones is like, it's a little edgy. It's like grim, dark, allegedly. Bad things happen, minimum. But I feel like that's still very different than docile. Yeah. So it's just gonna be me, me and docile for the long time. If the person who emailed me is still watching, it's nothing against that person who emailed me. I just had no interest in trying to do all that and share my address like that for an arc. Like, it's one thing if I was, selling a book, like, okay, congratulations, you paid me. You can see the return address. But I'm not gonna accept your payment for the postage and then no thank you. Exactly. They would. Yes, Scooter and Susie. And yes, they'd be running license plates. They would be I would be on the local news. They would be tearing down the free little libraries. So I did put, I just put my YA there. And that's probably what I will continue to do. At least the appropriate, because even like Swipe Right for Murder, I could probably drop off as a YA, but it's a little edgy. It's a little edgy. So and I also did like this book. I did like this book, so I'm gonna keep it. But I feel like even this is a little too edgy for the little free library. But sounds like everyone was productive. I had a really good time. It was nice being here. I have a vlog coming up on Saturday. And then we have content all next week. I think I have the calendar right in front of me. So we have content all next week, and then we'll be sprinting again on the 7th. So if you need the productivity, you can mark it down in your calendar. I'm sure I won't actually schedule the sprints until this coming Saturday. So you can like set your reminders all week. It'll be at our usual time, not at 4. They'll be at 2. So that's exciting. And then, so stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your year. Take it easy. Stay hydrated. Thank you all once again for coming out, and I will see you when I see you. But until then, and until next time, bye.